Hey everyone, welcome to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be taking another look at Blackberry stock. So Blackberry has had a bit of an exciting week, I guess you could say, along with a lot of the prior meme stocks as they were. Everyone, I'm sure, is aware of the big run-up and then collapse of Bed Bath & Beyond, which I think has clearly driven a lot of activity in some of the other similar related stocks. But let's take a look at BlackBerry and just see where we are and how we've been doing. So we could see on the chart here that BlackBerry had been in this great place this summer. We had bottomed at the end of June, it looked like, and then we had been making these higher highs and higher lows, and we had faced some resistance around the mid $7 range. And now, in the past trading day or so, we've come down a bit more. But as I said, it's not really surprising. This past Friday, the whole market was puking, and especially the former meme stocks, because of the whole Bed Bath and Beyond situation, which I won't get into here. You could, I'm sure you probably already know, or could find out yourself. But focusing in on BlackBerry, I think it is worth considering them in the broader context of some of these other stocks, because I kind of don't feel like it's fair to BlackBerry to put them in the same category as a GME or an AMC type of stock, because whatever you may think of GME or AMC, I mean, the companies have giant problems now. It's great that, for instance, what happened last year with the whole craze, I mean, the retail crowd really may have saved a GME or an AMC from total bankruptcy. But BlackBerry is a bit of a different story because, they do have a comeback narrative that I do think is compelling to a lot of investors. And so let's take a look here, because this article is talking about how, well, is it still the same thing that happened last year in 2021 with this meme stock craze? How is it affecting these other stocks? I wanted to particularly take a look at BlackBerry because, I mean, when you compare even to this article, so it's saying, how does it compare? So for GME, it's a sell. For BlackBerry, it's saying it's a hold. I mean, it's saying AMC is a hold too. We could get into that in another video. But why is it a hold? And I think it's because what we've always said on this channel. It's what I was just alluding to. BlackBerry, they do have a business. Their QNX software and their cybersecurity business does really have some legs behind it. It's just taking so long for them to get going. And we know they had been increasing their sales team and whatnot. And they had been making new partnerships with a lot of automakers, particularly some automakers in China. And they had been trying to sell a lot of their IP. And there had been rumblings that they might be selling it to Meta and that they have some deals in the books. But as we saw last time, those deals are they're still out there, but they're probably not going to close in the immediate term. So all these factors, I think, have kind of been holding BlackBerry back, even given the fact that, they do have a good product and they do have clients that are interested in that product and which they could expand their client base. So anyway, getting back to the article, so this is a Zaxart, or this is a rating of hold that they're giving it, and they're noting that BlackBerry's top-line forecast has taken a hit of for a sales estimate of 690, which is just a small 3.9% year-over-year decline from $718 million from the prior year. The company has been reporting EPS above expectations in 7 of the last 10 quarters, which that is actually a good sign. I mean, BlackBerry is one of those stocks that, I mean, the price hasn't been going to the moon, but everyone always kind of wants to not give them the benefit of the doubt and to kind of anticipate worse results than they'll actually have. But I thought this was interesting. I mean, some people are kind of leaning into the weakness now with BlackBerry. So we see that Mirai Asset Global Investments has actually acquired 461 odd thousand shares of BlackBerry, increasing their holdings by 35.6%. That's a big increase. I think it's interesting that these bigger funds are putting money into BlackBerry now, because I think it shows that if they're putting money into this type of company, I don't think they're viewing it like a meme stock. They're not saying, "Oh, this is GME. We're just going to ride a wave." They're thinking, "Okay, they have a business model that works. They just need to increase their profitability to get things off the ground." And it's not just Mirai. Also, even bigger players like here's Bank of Nova Scotia. They have 5.55 million in BlackBerry, which, I mean, it's not trillions of dollars, but they're putting money into the company. And in fact, that's what this article is mentioning. They've actually increased their stake slightly by 1.5%, but they're buying into it. They're not diminishing their stakes. And I think this is worth noting how some of the other funds and institutional investors are treating BlackBerry, or what are they doing with their shares. So here we could see Cube Research and Technologies started a new position in BlackBerry. Fifth Third Bancorp is increasing their shares. So, I mean, you could look at these individually. Deca Bank, Deutsche lifted its stake. So there are a bunch of institutional investors that seem to have been buying into the weakness, or at least buying into the uncertainty. Because as we know with BlackBerry, there's a lot of economic factors outside of their control, and a lot of their business is tied to, we need to get those IP sales completed, and we need to just increase the QNX and their other software and cybersecurity products, which they are doing. They are doing it, maybe not fast enough as we'd like, but it's happening. So what happened this week? I wouldn't read too much into it. I mean, it's just a case of, the meme stocks were going crazy and dragging BlackBerry both up and down with it. But in terms of, and I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence, but in terms of where BlackBerry is, I think the institutions have faith that BlackBerry, or I mean, I can't speak for all the institutions, but these institutions that are putting money into BlackBerry, I think they could see that there is a viable business model, and their business plan will play out in time, but it's just taking time, and a lot of it's been delayed in terms of their increasing profitability, because the whole stock market has been so volatile and been so upended, and the whole economy has been so inconsistent, and BlackBerry has not been immune to this. So where do we go from here? I'd be looking for BlackBerry to try to go back to the mid-7 range to see if we could hold, at least, if not break that resistance that's formed there. Or otherwise, we'll see if we could, maybe we'll trade sideways from the 5 level up to that point. But I'll be looking for a breakout in the next couple of weeks. I'll also be looking at what the other meme stocks are doing, because whether it's fair or not, there's a good chance BlackBerry may move along with them. So that's kind of where we are with BlackBerry. But let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the section below. Let me know if you're buying more shares of BlackBerry, if you're selling, if you're holding, and I'll catch you in the next one.